Here we have the final problem sample problem for monohybrid crosses. Let's take a look at what's being asked of us. In this problem, I want to cross a heterozygous tall plant with a homozygous short plant. First things first, let's set up our allele key. We know from previous problems that tall is a dominant allele for height and short is the recessive allele for height. Next up, my parent phenotypes, tall and short. Now this tall parent I see here is heterozygous. Heterozygous meaning they have two different alleles. So capital H, lowercase h. And I have a homozygous short plant, homozygous meaning same alleles. For short, the alleles are lowercase h, lowercase h. Recall the only way to show the recessive phenotype, which is in this case short, is to have two of those alleles. Now, these parents are going to be segregated out. These copies of the trait will be segregated out so that each egg or each sperm only has one copy. My options here are either capital H or lowercase h. Here, this parent can donate either a capital H or, either a lowercase h or another lowercase h. Those are the only options we have here. Remember that each egg and sperm only needs one copy of a trait because during fertilization, one copy from the mother and one copy from the father will come together to make the full complement of alleles in the offspring. Gametes are haploid. They have half, meaning they only have one of the alleles. Full-blown organisms, adults, and those offspring are diploid, meaning they're going to have two copies of that trait. Now let's do our cross. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put one parent across the top and one parent down the side. If I go ahead and fill out my cross now, I end up with capital H, lowercase h, lowercase h, capital lowercase h, lowercase h, lowercase h, lowercase h. Let's analyze our results. Here, which offspring look tall? To be tall, you need only one copy of the tall allele. Found here and again here. So I have 50% of my boxes are tall. To be short, you need two copies of the recessive trait found here and here. So 50% of my offspring are short. Let's go ahead and answer the questions being asked. Question 3 asks, what percent of the offspring are tall? We've just calculated that out. 50%. Also acceptable would be to write 2 out of 4 or 1/2. All of those are equally correct. What percent of the offspring have homozygous genotypes? Homozygous meaning both copies of the allele are the same. And the only place I have homozygous genotypes here are in these short plants. So I have 50% of my plants displaying that homozygous genotype.